Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilman Daley?
Here.
Councilman Leonard? Mayor Pro Tempore Duper?
Present.
Mayor Rigsby and Councilman Popescu are absent, and we have a quorum. Thank you.
Okay, moving right along. This will be, the other thing we'll try to prove to them is we can do this quicker. I would like to invite Dr. Daley to do the pledge and invocation.
Please bow our heads with me. Father God, we thank you for all of the many blessings that you provide us in this life. We thank you especially for the privilege that we have to live in a free country. We pray that you will continue to bless our country and be with those that are in the armed forces and are in harm's way. We also ask that you be with us in this meeting tonight as we continue to work to make our city thrive. We pray these things in your name.
Amen.
Okay, join me in pledge to our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. City Manager, do we have any items to be added or deleted?
No, sir.
And this is that part in our program where anyone from the public or community wishing to speak could come forward. I don't have any slips, but this is your opportunity if you want to speak. Young man? No? He said, I'm good. All right. Okay, moving on. Item number 1, joint meeting of the City Council and the Housing Authority. Mr. City Manager.
Sir, I've got a presentation on the budget. So this is the mid-year budget review for the fiscal year 17-18. I have a short presentation that will go over the revenue, expenditures, and what we asked for additional, and the summary. Okay, so the first slide, I would like to go over the revenue. I kind of highlight the big ticket items. I will not go over every single line item, but it's pretty much the big ticket items. You have it.
Yeah, right here.
So for this fiscal year, we have an increase in property tax of about $60,000. The pass-through, which is an increase in the successor agency property taxes of $38,000, and a pass-through of $39,000. The franchise fee, an increase of another $30,000. The transient occupancy tax, or TOT, we have a decrease of $12,300. And the reason for that is we thought that the Marriott will open sooner. So the Marriott Hotel. So we have a reduction there. Building permit, we have a reduction of $337,700, and the reason for that was we thought that the KB home will start, and the Wood Brothers project will move along a little faster, but it's not. So we have a reduction in the building permit of $337,000. But we do have an increase in fire plan check and inspection services of $43,000, fire permit an increase of $33,000, the interest on investment an increase of $50,000, the vehicle license fee property tax in lieu an increase of $164,500. So as you can see, the property tax are doing pretty good this year. It's been coming in more. Next, we have a Loma Linda law enforcement services, an increase of $41,600, and but the fire service, a decrease of $47,000. And the reason for this was they sent the bill last fiscal year, so they paid last fiscal year into this year. We have a plan check fee a decrease of 173,300. Again, this is the plan check for KB Home. Inspection, engineering inspection, a decrease of 105,000. EMS response fee, a decrease of 37,000. But we do have a refund and reimbursement of 395,000, an increase. And this is a refund and reimbursement for when our firemen went to fight fire in Santa Barbara and Ventura. So there will be a expenditure increase, for the overtime that they went, but it's offset that. The lease income, additional $50,000. We lease the courthouse at Heritage Park to the construction engineering firm for the train. So that's additional income. So for general fund, we have a total increase of $839,800.
It's pretty significant in capital funds too, right there. So
Yes, and the capital fund is overhead from for capital, public works project, and that for the Redlands and California Street. At first, I didn't think that we can go out to bid and start construction this fiscal year, but because the permit got approved sooner, so we can do it. So we have an increase in overhead.
And are we tracking SB1 funds yet?
Yes, yes. SB fund is not general fund. SB fund come in as a revenue for like gas tax. Okay? So another highlight for enterprise fund. Sewer enterprise fund, we have an increase of 134,500. And again, the salmon sewer services charge is an increase of 247,000. And the reason for that was this is a fee increase for the sewer, and this will be last year. And the function of the sewer fee is also depend on the water. So instead of conserving water, people are actually using more water. So have an increase in water and sewer fund. So a total increase of $358,000. Okay.
In the staff report, it said something somewhere about the increases in fees for 5 years,
Yes, and this year is the last year.
and this is the last year.
Correct. So we have to do another fee study and so forth to see if we need any more. Okay? See, this is the gas tax.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Now, water enterprise fund, water sale. Yes, we're supposed to be conserving water, but because this year we don't get as much rain as we did last winter, so people use more water, so our water sale increased by $900,000. So, okay? So later on, we might get in trouble with the governor, but right now it's good for us. Okay. What are we asking at the mid-year for appropriation? The general government, we have an increase in sale tax because the Manfield oil is doing better, so therefore we have to give them some percentage of their sale tax back to them. So that's an increase of $143,000. Building and safety, because we have a reduction in the fee that's coming in, so therefore we don't have to hire a Wildan to do plan check or inspection. So therefore, it's a decrease of $217,000. Okay? So next big ticket item is fire rescue services, an increase of $287,000. And again, this is for fighting fire in Santa Barbara.
On the building, back up to the building itself.
Yes, sir.
I assume there's some criteria that we have to determine whether we're gonna send it to Wildan or do it internally.
For building and safety, we send them out to Rodan. For public works, for public works, we do it in-house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just depending if you have anything on your calendar that week.
Yes. Okay. So the total for the fire department, an increase of $292,000. For public works, we request for traffic safety, we request additional $43,000, and that will be for put in the fiber optic to synchronize the traffic signal on Anderson at one, I think it's at University Court, and Stewart Street. The street maintenance, we asked for I think it was tree trimming for street maintenance. And facility maintenance, we asked for, we're gonna replace the 1995 van with a new truck. For park facility, I plan to order some more trash can. That was budgeted.
I can argue with that.
So, for public works, we have a total increase of 149,000. So a total general fund, an increase of expenditure of $410,000. Are you with me? Any questions?
I'm with you. It's a lot of money.
Yes, sir, but our revenue increased by 800-some thousand, so it's a lot of offset. For enterprise fund, there's a lot of reduction in enterprise fund, but we also asked for some in, for the water project, for the water, for example, we would like to order some more water meters and meter boxes. So the water, we asked for additional $316,000.
Where are you at with that citywide with the water meters as far as the changeover?
We're probably at about 30%. For 4G, the rest is 3G meter. The difference between 3G and 4G is 4G, it sends out the signal every couple seconds. So we have a receiver, we installed a receiver last year at the top of the reservoir at the end of Hortocrux Park. So eventually the goal is,
Is there a service provider that you have to,
yes,
who is the service provider? Well, you don't have to tell me.
yeah, I
But-
can't remember.
But I will tell you this, all the cell phone companies, as their 3G towers are
Mhm.
failing, they're not replacing them.
They'll go with 4G.
Yeah.
Yes.
So does that mean we have to go back and replace the 3G
Yes.
meters?
Yes, yes, and that was the bad part, but at least we don't have to replace the whole thing, we just replace the signal on top of the meters.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so the goal is eventually, the lady in finance can push the button and be able to read the meters, and the consumer or the customer can just log on to the computer and be able to read the water consumption every hour if they wanted to. Right now, we can do that too, but the guy has to go out with their laptop and download that read. So if the homeowner would like to see their water consumption uses, just let us know and we'll print them out and give it to them. But the goal is eventually they can do that from home. The gas company already have that, and I think Edison too. The traffic impact fee, an increase of $273,000, and that for the Redlands and California Street. So that's a capital fund. There's supposed to be one more slide. Right here. Okay? So that is our revenue and it's what we asked for. Now, what I show here is a summary of every account. Because the subdivision project has come in as quickly as we thought, so our development impact fee has been coming in like water fund, storm drain fund, sewer fund for the development impact fee. But that's not going to impact us this fiscal year because we're just not spending the money that we don't have. So those funds will go into the fund balance, and whatever left, we will spend it for next year, the following year. So what I want to point out for the summary sheet is for this fiscal, you remember about 3-4 months ago, the city council did approve, take the money out of reserve for about $450,000 to do environmental impact report and planning for the Area D, okay? So at the end, this year, we're gonna be a net negative of $214,000. But when we sell the property, when we sell the property at Area D, we're supposed to get the money back to fill that.
Okay.
And like every year, we never spend all the money that we budgeted anyway, so we should be okay.
Is that a one-for-one return, or do we just get a percentage of that back?
We're not sure.
We get a percentage back, but our amount that we put in is estimated to be less than what we will get back as that percentage.
So the staff recommend that the city council to increase the appropriation and adjustment to the revenue.
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
The general fund changes in revenues and expenses, I understood, and you know, it's easier to comprehend when your revenue's increasing twice what your expenses are, so that was all fine. But in the staff report at the end, it says that in the overall city, the recommendations presented by staff represent a net decrease
Right.
in revenues of 1.4 million and a net increase in expenditures of 1.8. And as I went through the report, I was looking for those numbers.
In the packet with the staff report, if you look at attachment 1, it's the
Yeah.
second one. And these numbers, those numbers are for the citywide, so the totals at the bottom for the total city,
Uh-huh.
you'll see revenues.
1.4. Oh, and there's 1.8, yeah. So that hits the fund to the tune of 3.2 million.
Correct, citywide. So
Right.
that's all funds, the general fund, the enterprise funds, and
Yes.
capital funds.
And that's why I say the capital project fund, if you look at it, a lot of revenue is all decreases or deficit. And the reason for that is because the project that we was hoping, like KB Home and the apartment, so if they approve, I mean, when they complete it, then they will pay all the development impact fee, that's all.
And we've got the reserves in hand.
Oh, yes, we don't spend, if you look at the last column, fund balance estimate and available cash balance right here, this column, and come down to a capital fund for park and development is $249,000 in the fund balance. Storm drain, $844, traffic impact, 1.5, and so forth. So we do have money in the fund balance,
Yeah, I see that.
so.
And then the projected revenues from the new development that is slow getting started, we'll see that probably
Next year.
'cause
Yes,
they're
sir.
moving a lot of dirt down there now.
Yes, yes. They still have some challenges, but, and we had a meeting with both KB Home and Mr.
So
Bonneman
the
this
engineers
week.
are reading off the same page.
Is taken care of.
Good. I don't know, you get 3 engineers in a room at the same time. I'm not sure what the probability of success is.
We just come up with solution and then compromise, so it's taken care of.
Good, well, congratulations on that.
Okay, that was informational only, correct?
You need to vote it. That's why we're here.
All right, well, since I have to sit in this seat, I can't make the motion.
All right, then, we move both City Council and Housing Authority Board at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. So the nature of the motion would be to accept the, what's that?
I was just saying.
Yeah, to accept the appropriations and revenue adjustments,
Yes, sir.
right? On the 2017, 2018 mid-year budget review. So I'm moving that. Huh? You're the only guy left to second my motion. So I either need to come over and lobby with you, or,
Okay, and if this was a regular council meeting, our mayor would try to pit us against each other to try to drag this out for another hour,
yeah.
change some minds, but I have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And motion so moved. Next, we have the consent calendar.
I want to mention a little something. Now that you approved the mid-year budget for me
Oh,
to
you
spend more
waited
money.
till we're done.
Well, right. So now that item 5A
The
is
tree
for tree
trimming.
trimming, and 5B is to striping at various restripe, and this is one of those deferred maintenance that we've been holding off until I make sure to have enough money, and then we do it,
Yeah.
yes.
And I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Driving around various communities in the Inland Empire, we do a better job of maintaining our roads and keeping them striped than anybody else that I've seen. So. Okay, I move the consent calendar.
Yes, sir, Mr. Wayne, Dr. Shan.
I'm surprised because I saw him today and I told him I was coming to city council and what's your complaint? I need to bring it to the city council. Well, I have no complaints, everything's going fine. But then I see delaying. Well, no.
His project delayed, that's why he asked for time extension, which we'll give it to them.
Okay, so we have a first and a second.
Is he
All-
still gonna build there?
Yes, the plan's already planned, check, sir.
Okay. When is
What-
that supposed to start happening?
What's the
Yeah.
extension? How long?
2 years.
2 years.
Okay.
He apparently had some, well, his lead guy was one of those guy, was the guy that got killed on Barton Road a couple of years ago, right after the project got
Oh,
done.
yeah.
And then, so he had some rework with that, and they had some engineering issues to resolve, and then some financing. It looks like he's back on track now. So we should be underway with that in the next year or so.
All right. First and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Consent calendar passes. Any old business, new business? Report to councilman.
Just a question. I have seen multiple near collisions at Mountain, where just behind Chase Bank, where that mini mall dumps into Mountain View Road, or people are trying to get in. I mean, there's people doing some crazy stuff there. And I don't know if there's any way to mitigate that danger, or if it is what it is. But
I mean, at
the other day, somebody.
At the traffic signal.
No, up from the traffic signal, the entrance and, the first driveway right in front of Starbucks. The other day, somebody pulled out from the colonies and shot straight across the street diagonal into that other one and almost got hit. I mean, I thought they were done. And I've seen that happen over and over. Not that very thing, but, and it gets all boogered up there on Mountain View too. But is that the only option we have, or?
That's why on Dr. Wayne Shan project, I try to eliminate that by
Yeah.
have everybody go through the traffic signal.
Yeah,
And want to make sure that the driveway that come out only do the right turn only, not go across
yeah,
four
yeah,
lane
Yeah, I remember that
to make a,
discussion. Yeah,
huh? I'm still proposing that, yes, sir. Yes. No, there's no cone, no cone. Because the cone, the problem with the cone is the people are still gonna go, and I can't, the traffic sweeping cannot, the sweeper cannot sweep, and people would knock it up. They don't drive, yeah. If you look at the median in front of Shell gas station on Mountain View,
yeah.
that little pocket, left turn pocket there, they have a hard time sweeping it. And so if I do the cone there, it'd be the same problem, so I want to eliminate that.
So we've talked about it before. I don't know if there's any fix to it or not, but if you're going north on Mountain View from Lawton, and then right at Starbucks on the right side, then there's an ingress egress lane right there into that mini mall, right there. Oh, they do that all the time. But the most exciting one was somebody coming out of the colonies, and their exit is here, and the entrance there, and they did a straight shot all the way across, and, yeah, it was crazy. Double yellow lane.
They're supposed to do it when no one's coming.
The challenge there is that we have 3 or 4 parking places really close to the driveway, so as people try to back out, they block that. We've had a real problem with the Armored Car Company. And we've cited them a couple of times that they will just park right there and when they go pick up and drop off, and this is a daily occurrence.
From the bank?
No, from the stores that are along there, so that it's,
they'll go and-
yeah, Loomis Armored picks up and they park right in that driveway.
Yeah,
Because they
blocks
have,
everything
their
up.
policy is they have to keep their driver by the vehicle and whatever, to the point that our traffic person has literally written a ticket and just stuffed it under the wiper as the vehicle sits there, because they don't open the door or move for anybody because they're armored. But the best way around that, and the way I cheat, is there's a second driveway behind Walmart, where the truck driveway,
All the way
and you go
around.
around the back way, and there's no traffic that way, in
We
and
gotta
out.
stick a sign there, shortcut, long cut.
Residents only.
I did notice that, though, that there's a lot of spaces right by the driveway. Can you go back and say, this is a hazard, we can't do this after all?
Well, there's so much parking required for the center, and that's part of the required parking. You know, from a planning perspective, could we have that driveway back? Yeah, I'd love to redo it again. But at this point, it kind of is what it is.
I mean, that place is busy in there. They really do a business, which is, on the one hand, good, but around 7:30 in the morning, it's kind of like an e-ticket ride through there sometimes. And then when they begin the Mountain View on-ramps, off-ramps project, is that going to include landscaping again as well?
Yes, sir.
Notice we've got weeds starting to come up there.
It'll be hardscape, just like we did on the south side of the freeway on the north side. Yes,
Okay, but I'm even talking about the south side. The weeds are starting to grow up.
yes, I will,
all in there.
I already explained.
And in the medians across
Yes,
from the.
Shell gas station, yes, we will spray them, yeah.
Do we have to maintain that, or
We do,
the medians as well?
yes.
But
Yes.
they paid us to do that. I mean, they had to pay a fee, right, for us to maintain it, similar to Barton Road did?
Right, right. They do a landscape assessment district, yes. But for the freeway, the city pay to get it done instead of Caltrain.
Caltrans, but we've done.
But the city is
Yeah,
doing it for
yeah.
them, yes.
But and the last one was, if you exit Mountain View and then you're coming south on Mountain View and you get to Redlands Boulevard, that courtyard shops, their landscaping is real, and the sign's all broken up, and it has been,
That
for
Dollar Trees,
a long time.
okay, we need to, yes.
Yeah, it's looking really shabby, and that's kind of one of the main entrances, one of the two main entrances to the city, so. Okay. I said it here because some people have talked with me about it, and in case they're watching or listening, I wanted to know we're passing it on.
I've been watching the speed on Loma behind my house,
Oh, yeah.
and I think due to some presence and also that automated sign, I mean, I'm not up at the stop sign, but just looking at it, to me, it looks like people are driving slow.
Yeah, it is.
So I think that's good, whatever.
I'm one of them. Sign drives me crazy, but I guess that's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, it's amazing, you go, well, that can't be me, that must be the guy behind me.
Yeah,
I never worked with a policeman either.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right, my whole crooks. I don't know, is there one down on the other side? Yes, sir. I haven't seen that cross on there.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Is that temporary, or it's permanent there?
Seems like it's slowed down a little bit since then.
Good.
Thursday night is a League of Cities event at the Sierra Lakes in Fontana. It's an education summit with Ted Alejandri, the superintendent of schools, and just if you're interested in going to that, I can get you some information. Anybody? You're going to go? Oh, awesome.
When is it?
Thursday night.
This
Thursday-
this week?
This week, this Thursday evening. Kind of a special meeting, but it's the Lewis family that are kind of sponsoring it, and it's usually pretty big.
Of
I
Lewis
know.
Homes?
Yeah, they don't ask
Okay.
us for anything, but
No,
it's,
no, no, it's-
usually there's a couple hundred people there. It's usually a pretty good event if you're interested in education going on in the county. And then I just want to plug the chamber installation dinner on the 15th.
yeah.
So we will have a meeting before then, right? And we have a meeting on the 13th?
Oh, we have a city county conference, they got it.
Yeah, but we have a city council meeting on March 13th. Yeah, but I'm just in advance to plug our installation dinner on the 15th.
That's at the new hotel, right?
At the new hotel. So that's all I've got. Reports of officers?
We have buffet dinner, so you don't have to pick the type of food.
Are they doing the food there, or are we bringing it in, do you know?
Barbara's cooking.
Just curious, I don't know if they have those facilities or not.
I think Karen said Najwa is.
Oh, okay.
Catering.
There you go.
Should be good then.
Awesome. All right, reports of officers? All right, that adjourns this particular group, and we are still, we'll call the Housing Authority Board, since we've already called that to order. Are there any items to be added or deleted, sir?
No, sir.
Again, oral reports, public participation, anybody from the public wishing to speak? Seeing nobody rush up to the podium, I will guess not. We'll deal with conflicts of interest as they come, and our item number 1 was already dispensed with. We have the consent calendar left to deal with.
Second?
First and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any new business? Any chair or member reports, reports of officers? This is adjourned, and we'll move into the successor agency to the redevelopment agency agenda. We'll call to order. Any items to be added or deleted?
No, sir.
Again, your last chance to run up and speak if you'd like to speak about anything. No, no takers. All righty. We'll deal with conflicts of interest if should any arise. I doubt it, since there's only one item on the consent calendar. I'll
Move it.
entertain a motion. I have a first and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any old business, new business? This agenda is adjourned, and we are done for the evening. Thank you for attending.